What's up everybody, AnimeX here, and in this video, I will be doing my first 7 Deadly Sins video, and as the title and thumbnail suggest, I will be ranking the 7 Deadly Sins as powerfully as I know how. Now, just to let you guys know, this isn't a ranking on power, or should I say it with me now, power, but if you guys want, I guess I could do that as well. Just let me know in the comments, and I can make a 7 Deadly Sins ranked part 2, I guess, although it's not really going to be a series. This is just going to be based on my personal opinion, which is, as you know, as your powerful lord and Power Kage, is always correct. But I will be ranking these sins based on their character writing to me and how much I like them. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and it's time to get right into it. So, without further ado, let's get started. Now, the lowest person that's going to be ranked here is obviously Othor, right? Now, if you disagree with me, you're just wrong, because Othor sucks. Let me go through some of his redeeming qualities. None. Othor has no redeeming qualities whatsoever. I don't particularly care for his abilities. I mean, they're kind of OP, I guess, like the ability to mess with people's memories. But I mean, if you can't hit the person, your abilities are pretty lame. He has no character for the majority of like the anime, and he only starts getting some character development pretty late in the manga game. We might be able to see some of that in season 3. So I mean, I guess that makes him a little bit better. But I don't really like the fact that he doesn't have any character development for quite a while. He put off King and Diane's relationship for longer than it had to do with his mind-wiping shenanigans. So I don't like that as well. He clickbaited us by starting off in the cool armor and then coming out. And as a doll, I already don't inherently care for him. His character design is pretty bad. Overall, trash tier character. Obviously, most of these things are subjective, but since I'm the Power Kage, they are objective now. But so is this topic in general, so it's time to move on to my second least favorite 7 Deadly Sin. Now, ranked just a little bit above actually, what am I kidding? Just a lot above Othor, we have Diane. Now, there are a couple of reasons. She has somewhat interesting abilities. Her heavy metal is pretty cool, right? Where she makes herself heavy in metal. I mean, she has some pretty alright earth-based abilities, that type of stuff. Her relationship to King is pretty interesting to me. I like it, although not as much as some of the other relationships, as we'll see. She does have some character development, although a lot of it pertains to her relationship at King. Look at her. She's really big, so look at her. Her interaction with Meliodas is pretty interesting, to say the least. At least until her and King's relationship developed. Overall, way better than Othor, although she isn't one of my favorites. Obviously, that's why she's ranked down here. She does whine a lot, which is annoying. So overall, I'd rank her a pretty okay character. She doesn't get the seal of Power for me. She just gets the seal of not being a completely trash character that I hate. Now, ranked above even Diane is Merlin. Merlin has some of the coolest abilities in the series, in my opinion. Like, I mean, you can't really argue. She has abilities that are sometimes, I would say, even cooler than some of my favorite characters, although abilities aren't the only thing that matter, you know? Some of her abilities consist of Infinity, which makes her abilities last forever, Magic Cancel, which is basically long-range Asta anti-magic, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically just stopping all magic. You just cancel out magic, right? Chrono Coffin, it's a forbidden magic ability that stops time. Perfect Q, a nigh unbreakable barrier. Power Amplify, amplifies, I'm sorry, looks like I made a typo here. Power Amplifier, it amplifies your power, and then the upgraded, okay, so here's what she has in the original, right? Power Amplifier, amplifies power, whatever, some weak stuff. And the upgraded version is Power Amplifies and amplifies power. Obviously, if you're one of my subscribers, you know just how useful a Power Amplifier is. That could take you from, it's like the 8 gates to Might Guy in Rock Lee. That's how powerful the Power Amplifier is. Besides that, Merlin's character design is really cool. And I mean really, really, really cool. And Merlin's usually has a very cool and collected attitude, which is pretty cool. She's also super smart, so that's a plus. Design, looks, look at her. That's it. That's it. Overall, she's a pretty cool and chill sin. She has cool abilities, but the reason she isn't higher is just because I don't like her development as much as I would some of the other Sins characters overall. And this is where we start getting into the more top tier characters and that type of stuff, you know? So, no harm to Merlin. She gets a Power seal of approval with her Power Amplifier, but the rest are just Power incarnate. Now, ranked above the powerful Merlin is King. Alright, King has some pretty interesting magical abilities, although I would say they are worse than Merlin's. His design overall is pretty cool. He came off as this really funny character to me and made me laugh when I was watching the anime. I also liked his development with Diane in terms of their relationship. Another thing I liked was his overall development as he grows to be more serious and more powerful. Also, the way his development is actually shown physically through his wings growing as well just kind of makes the character development even more clear to see with your eyeballs, if they're power enhanced, of course. King just makes Seven Deadly Sins to me more enjoyable and adds some much needed levity, especially in the anime. He has some of the best development in the series, but everyone above him is just too cool for me to put King above. Now, this is where we start getting into the really kind of controversial, yet powerful opinions of Anime X. So you're about to get an insight into my brain. Now we're in the top 3 of the 7 Deadly Sins. This is where they really start having some power, right? They really start just carrying it on them, right? So it's Meliodas, guys. I don't know if you guys agree with this, but it don't matter. I'm right. Meliodas is powerful, right? Now, he's the MC, so he needs some extra points for that, right? Main character. Come on now. Let's be honest. He automatically gets a little bit of a character boost because he's the main character. Meliodas' character arc is super amazing and good to me. I may be making an analysis, or someone else could be making an analysis, maybe not me, on Meliodas' character, which is pretty good. I like the fact that Meliodas has a very realistic character. He shows on the outside that he's happy, yet on the inside he feels traumatized and all of these negative emotions. His transformations are top tier. Whenever I see them, I get goosebumps all over my skin, and he looks pretty powerful when he does so. I kind of like his bipolar personality with the transformation. He shows his true emotions in his demon form. I have one of my YouTuber friends that may be more like Meliodas than he realizes. Masked man, I'm talking towards you. Assault mode is actually amazing. So there's that. Meliodas has some amazing magical abilities. Food counter is amazing. Revenge counter is amazing. His sacred treasure is legendary, and he can make clones. Sure, it's not as good as the shadow clone jutsu, but that's alright. He can make clones. I respect that. His interaction with the other Sins, and especially Bond, is one of the coolest friend relations that I've ever seen in anime thus far. Overall, I really like Meliodas' character, and it's not that anything is wrong with him, it's just that the other two are too amazing and fun and powerful, and that's why Meliodas is third, and not any higher. Now, as my second favorite sin of the 7 Deadly Sins, we have Lord Escanor, the Lion Sid of Pride. Now, Escanor is OP among the Sins, and I happen to like OP characters personally. I like the duality of Escanor's pride in the light and in the sun, and his lack of pride when it's night and he isn't strong. It kind of speaks to me as kind of like how everybody is. Everyone's pretty prideful, and they want to display their power when everybody can see them. But in the dark, and when it really matters most, they don't want to bring it out. Unlike me, if you're a subscriber, you most likely follow in my footsteps. His development, especially in the manga, is fantastic. Most of Escanor's abilities are simple, but they are pretty cool. Sunshine is just him existing, and it's a pretty strong ability. Crude Sun is pretty cool in and of itself, and Escanor's pride in the day is amazing. Escanor, besides me and a couple of my subscribers, is the embodiment of power, and you can't even disagree. And if you embody something as great as power, you have to be rewarded for that. Escanor's lines in the anime are amazing. Like, I really want to just frame some of his lines. Like, I mean, he had a great intro in the anime with his Galan fight. Like, imagine the first thing you say as a character is, I am someone that stands upon the pinnacle of all races. Now, if you know my Nux Taku, which obviously you do if you're watching some video like this, he has a couple of videos on that, and wow, they are amazing. Escanor is just amazing. His one-liners are legendary. They're on a pedestal. Right? Imagine just being able to say that you are someone that stands upon the pinnacle of all races. That's insane, to be honest. The way when he was asked why he doesn't hate Estarossa, who killed Meliodas, his friend, he responds with, "Why should I hate someone beneath me?" That line, among many others, is insane. One of my favorite lines in Seven Deadly Sins, definitely, and one of my favorite flexes, I should say, in anime history. It's pretty powerful, not gonna lie to you guys. Overall, Escanor is super cool, and his pride in his power is amazing. He also empowers Bauer. He also empowers Bauer, right? Not even embodies anymore. He empowers Bauer. So that makes it pretty good in my book. Although this last character, you already know who he is. He's just super duper 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 uber cool for me. Now, ranked at my number 1, we have Bon. Bon is an amazing character overall, and you can fight me if you think he's not the best Sin. Bon is very funny and charismatic as a character. His emotional situation in the anime and manga is very relatable to me, so I appreciate that. He has clear and visible flaws, and I really liked inherently those flaws. His interactions with Meliodas are absolutely amazing. His abilities are super cool. Hunterfest is amazing. He just steals your magic and doesn't even care. He uses it for his physical strength, so Bon can get pretty powerful. His immortality, when he has it, is super cool and OP. Bon can cook, which is just some icing on the cake. See what I did there? I'm clever, I promise. Bon has some extremely good character development in the manga and the anime. You can steal people's hearts, like, dude, you're automatically cool for that. Bon makes this anime extremely fun to watch. Bon and his relationship with Meliodas is amazing. Bon sacrifices immortality for his friend. Bon is more of a real friend than 90% of the people that are watching this video. And with that, an essentially completely safe life. He gave up for his buddy Meliodas. I appreciate that, Bon. I appreciate that. Bon is one of the realest dudes in anime history. Overall, Bon has great development. I have emotional times with him as a character, makes the anime more fun to watch with his presence, and seems really relatable as a character. So that is why he's my favorite and should be your favorite 7 Deadly Sin. Now, with all of the 7 Deadly Sins being ranked, that's where I'm going to end the video. If you enjoyed the video and want me to make another 7 Deadly Sin video like this, make sure to like, comment, and put your own personal rankings on the sins. If you want more 7 Deadly Sins videos, vote on the poll in the top right hand corner and just let me know in the comments. And if you're new to the channel and haven't already done so, consider subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss out on some more powerful 7 Deadly Sins content. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always guys, this is AnimeX, signing off.